Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 India Edition, where today we're going to do some mass expansions across our transportation network. Now, in this episode, we're going to do a couple of experiments and a couple of upgrades just to see how they go. I'm intrigued with an experiment that I want to try and test. But as always, if you are enjoying the series, make sure you smash that like button down below, subscribe if you are new, so you get notified when more episodes do come out. But basically, I'll get onto the experiment in just a minute. Basically today, I want to try and solve the issues we're having upon our high-speed train line, mainly in Bangalore. There's a lot of people. In Mysore, there's a lot of people. And I found the root cause is because they're all traveling to the coastal route in Mangalore, where there's a lot of people. So we're going to be solving this. I've kind of come up with a few ideas to which we can kind of play around with to make life a little bit better for us. It should be fairly interesting. Now, the experiment I want to do is actually going to take place all the way up in New Delhi. For the longest time, I've kind of been teasing and playing around with the idea of like, oh, we should delete the river and see how big the city grows. Because right now, New Delhi, right, its target population after all the multipliers is 5,550. We are 2,000 behind that. That's mainly because of the river is hindering the city's growth. You could also argue the two towns around it stop it from fully pushing, but it would then mean it pushes in a different direction. So what I want to do, I don't want to delete the river. No, because that would not be New Delhi at that point. But I kind of want to trim it a little bit. I might kind of reclaim this bit and end the river here, just to see how the city reacts when it's got a big chunk of land in the middle that it can then build on. You see where I'm going with this? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly pause the game. Right. We're going to select this bridge and we're going to create it as a land bridge. Actually, we can't do that because of collisions. These damn collisions, boys. Right, we'll come back to that in just a moment. Flatten up the brush size. And we're going to push this now out. And this is just an experiment. I want to see how it ultimately just reacts. It's going to be fairly interesting. Let me up the strength and the size of this, by the way. So we can go a little bit chunkier. And a little bit further. Now, I'm going to preempt, obviously, the... what's it called? The road layout. So I'm going to tell them where the road layout needs to be. They're not liking me saying, yo, build a land bridge right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete the road. Delete all the road. Go back to smoothie. Well, kind of. It's actually flatty now at this point, not smoothie. And we are then going to beautifully set up, boys, a nice little bridge that's then going to go across. So into our roads then. And all we need to do is get a normal road going across all the way to there. Voila! Look how amazing that is, guys. Now, this gives me all this space here to kind of maneuver with. So what we need to do is we need to kind of strategically place down, right, where we want the roads to go to maximize the growth. Now, we've got the road layout's a bit different. So I reckon I kind of bring this up to there. So, and then this is going to go to there, okay? So, the layout is not perfect, but it shall do. It shall do. And what we're going to do then is we're going to smoothen this area here off as much as we can. We'll smoothen all of it because there is some slight differences in the elevation. Try and make it as builder-friendly as we can. And it gives New Delhi just a little bit extra to play around with. Now, how much is that going to change the city? I don't know. Has the city been plateauing? No. The city's still been growing quite rapidly. Well, it'd be interesting to see how it all changes. So let's just round it down to 3,500. And we'll come back a little bit later and see what's going on. I also need to solve one of the train lines here. This pink line needs to be kind of upgraded as well. But we'll come back to that a little bit later. So, back into play mode then. We'll let New Delhi do what they've got to do. So, I've come up with an idea about this. Now, we've been experiencing some issues with the Bangalore to Mysore line, and I always thought there's an issue with trying to get the passenger to and from. I've kind of figured it out. It's quite obvious in reality. Now, we've got this line here, which is the green line, which kind of runs all the way down, round, and then in. That takes the brunt of it because that's the line that goes to Mysore and goes to Mangalore. Now, what they're trying to do is they're trying to transport everybody on this coastal line that we have set up. They're trying to transport everybody there onto the high-speed train line. That's where we're seeing the big issues. And it's the only decent train connection. It's the only decent connection to the high-speed train line that we have towards this coastal route, which I'm surprised I've only done one. Now, it's not the most prettiest, but, you know, it does the job, to say the least. It does the job. And we got a lot of people here wanting to go from here to Bangalore, basically. Now, I've kind of come up with the idea. It's a simple idea, but I've kind of come up with a couple of ideas right now. Our high-speed train line, as you can see right now, doesn't really kind of have that many issues. But I want to see if we can build an extension on another high-speed train line station to that coastal route, just to kind of evenly split the load. And it might be ideal to build another one. Now, once we get, the further north we go, the further away we get from this high-speed train line system. So we got to figure something out. So what I'm first going to do is play around with Coimbatore. Now, Coimbatore has a high-speed train line, as you can see. The train completely extends over the platform, which is hilarious. But we have this pink side here, which that pink side is basically set up to go to the airport. Now, if I set it up where it goes to the airport, goes down to Coimbatore, but then continues to connect down to another one of these stations, whether it be in Cannes or Cole right now, that would be a benefit of them not then using the Mangalore connection, because they can go to Coimbatore and they're on the high-speed train line. But that won't solve it. That won't solve it. It will help, but it won't solve it because the majority of passengers are coming down to Mangalore to get to Bangalore. So we got to figure something up further up, but this will help, and this is what we'll first start with. Something else I want to try and attempt as well is changing how we do the high-speed train stations. It's all going to be very interesting, guys. It's all going to be it's full of experiments, this episode, full of experiments. So, question is, do I bring it into Cole or to Cannes? Those are the big questions that we now need to answer. Either one of these stations is not particularly too busy, and we do have the ability to kind of implement additional train on it, but it would be nice to kind of do something a bit different. Now, I could give it its own standalone station, which wouldn't be too shabby, but it's a case of how is that going to work. Now, we already have a train station here in Tinnevelli, which is first stop from there, because that's also a high-speed train line station, goes to here. So I reckon going to Cole is the one, because these guys here are already connected to that station. It'll just be silly doing two trains connecting to it. So Cole, it's probably the one. Now, my next question is, how are we going to bring it in? So we are at some elevation. I can kind of bring it round, go through the mountain as a tunnel, and I could pop it out as an elevated train station. That could also work. And I think that might be the way I'm going to go about it. So it should be fairly interesting. Right. This is where the difficulty now ensues with me trying, right, to build this line. So we're going to bridge it over here, which is all good. How low can I make it before there's issues? I should have started with the outer one, because that's the one that's going to cause the most amount of chaos. Right, that's as far or as low as I can make it. Also, I didn't upgrade the bridge. Right, there we go. Beautiful. Now, I'm instantly, boys, going to go with my track constructions. 2 tracks, high speed for no particular reason whatsoever. And length, we're going to shorten it right down to see if I can squeeze in. And we're going to go real short right now. A connection here. Now, I am going to have to delete these buildings. Too much of a slope, apparently. too much of a slope. I think it's about 80, isn't it? Like the magic number. But there's a collision with this road. So let me just quickly pause and delete this road. That will do. I'm so sorry about your road being deleted, but, you know, nothing I can do about it now. Sorry. That then goes under, and it will pop out just here. So we've got to create the greatest transition in history right now for an elevated train station. So we want it to have 2 tracks. We'll do no pillars to maximize our coverage. And I'm going to build it across like... I mean, it's going to destroy some buildings no matter what I do, but I'm trying to do the minimal amount of buildings I can destroy. I'm going to have to destroy these 2 because it's also the placement of how it is over the road. So if I build you there, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry right now. And then come off this in a straight line, but also making it go underground because it's got to reach... Oh, this is actually quite the turn. Ooh, okay. So, from this here, if I can grab it... If I did it to there, can that then swoop into over here? The answer is yes. No problemo. No problemo, he says. Right. Now, if I can do a crisscross on the bend, then I'm an absolute genius. Oh my goodness me, this is perfect. No issues? Who am I right now having no issues? Right, this is where we have issues, I bet you. No! Holy smokes. Okay. So that then extends it. So it kind of acts like another variation of the route down to here, which is great. Real good, real good, real good, real good, real good. Now, it's not pretty, but it will do the job. It will do the job. So we've now got to get these connections coming down and find where the best ones will be. So there's a connection on that side. I was kind of hoping to get a connection in here. But we can do it there. It's not a problem. So that then touches this, so there is now a crisscross connection. So, the airport line now coming in now needs to be adjusted, and in Coimbatore, it no longer uses both sides of the station. So it then add a station down to here, and then come all the way back up. So, in Coimbatore, we're going to make sure it uses the correct sides. In Lower Column here, we get it to use both sets of stations. I also need to set up a signal real quick, because this is where we're then able to implement multiple trains. And then put you there. It's only a short distance, but roll with it. You just got to roll with it. So that line is now all up and running. So, obviously, it would be a good idea to get an additional train on there. But I've got another problem. I don't have the ability. Unless I can squeeze it in here. I got to build a train or rail yard, train depot. There we go. As awkward as that may be, that does it exactly what I need to do. Oh, that's so awkward, isn't it? It's so awkward. So, first things first then, make sure... I'm going to... Oh, no. Well, okay, we've duplicated it now. But I was going to replace it with the electric dual stock, because it increases the capacity dramatically to nearly 400. We'll see how we get on with that. Now, that's only one of the many things that we can kind of do. It then also means that it will push more passengers to Coimbatore. Like I said, we'll see what goes on, because mainly the passengers are coming down this way to get to Mangalore. Now, I want to play around eventually with some ideas for the high-speed train line station, But I've got to figure this out a little bit more. Now, it's not as simple as adding more trains to it. We do have the dual stocks on them. The finances are not great. Actually, the finances on this train line have not made money in a couple of years. So I'm now thinking... Oh, hold on. I'm now thinking we've got an issue somewhere. Somewhere has backed up the trains. I think that's what the issue is. Right, we have a... Oh, it's a signal issue. Right, we've got a signal issue somewhere that's stopping trains entering and leaving. Right, you're there, which is great. You're there, which is before that. You're here, which is great. You can't come out, but I'm not sure what's stopping the crisscross. What's stopping the crisscross? I'm not particularly sure right now what's stopping us from being able to kind of make them do what they need to do. Unless it's a case of I need another... No, because you should be able to then come out, right? Where are you now heading? You're going to Hubli, which is that way. Oh, you're going that way. Right, so what's your issue? There is a train... There's a train there. Ah, we found it. We think we found it? Okay. We've got... Oh, I think it's a case of the trains are too long for these platforms. Right, I think we found the issue. Now, I can't add on to it there, but I could maybe add on to it here. So, if I just quickly delete that and that... Right, I know what the issue is now. And push that a bit longer. So the trains are hopefully long enough for this. Now, why have you stopped again? Right, let me make this one go back. It was okay until I built this one, wasn't it? No, you stopped that. Where are you trying to go? You are the Anatapa machines. So you should be able to go. Ah, right. Got it. Signal there. Now you can go. Got a signal there as well. Now you can go. Right. So if anything then, guys, I don't think the issue was then what I originally said I thought it was. It now seems to be I just had an issue. That's funny. That is honestly funny. There's me adding more trains to the line thinking we're going to solve these issues right now. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. We're a fool. No wonder our high-speed train line has got no passengers. Because no one can get to it because these trains are stuck. Right, that makes that move. I need more signals now, don't I? Means you can now freely move up as well. So now we should see more movement. So yeah, these are waiting. But again, if we get these signals just right, and then we should have freedom of movement. And then everyone's good to go. Right, I've also got another issue. What have I done now? Wait, what? Where are you? What, these are not electric? No electric path for who? Who are you talking about? There's no electric path. Right. Right, hold on. let's just get these trains through here a minute. Oh, snap. I see it. I see it. I see it. My bad. But we still have an issue. Damn, that train is so long. Is there no way in this world I can... Right, bring this down. Is there no way at all I can add an extra train length on? There isn't, no. Right. Right, let me turn this one around so just so it gets out of here. I'm going to have to extend it this way and move this further back a bit. But I've just got to wait for a minute for these trains. But let me fast forward. Get these trains out of here. Right, are you good to go? Just waiting for a free path. Yeah, it is waiting for a free path because it can't do anything at the moment because of this. So once that goes, that can then go. And then this should be able to then go. Right, we figured it out. We've found the root cause. We have found the root cause. Right, why is that train getting to merge through right now like it don't exist? It's funny, this is funny. Right, is this train going to finally... Are you going to allow this train to now finally go? What's going on? Right, you can now go, train. What is going on? Why is this train not allowed to go? Oh my goodness me. Right, at least we're moving now anyway. Right, at least I think we are. At least I think we are. Right, go! Do you know what? Forget this. Forget this, boys. We're going to redo it now. Right, so. Station. Configuring. Extend you. Extend you. Extend you. Extend you. Platforms. Extend. Ooh. That's mainly because the building's in the way. Oh, no. Is it this building as well? Oh, I don't like destroying skyscrapers, but it will grow back. It will grow back. Right, so. Run you out. Run you out. Bring you in. Bring you in. Delete this signal. Oh, don't tell me you can't do that. Oh, there we go. Put the signal back in. And we're back in business. Right. Now what is the issue? What train no longer has an electric path? You. Off it goes. This train. Where are you? Oh, it's now all fixed, is it, guys? Is it now all fixed? Shock, right? Shock, right? Okay, are we still moving down here now? Yes, I am seeing movement happening. I am seeing movement. I'm not going to do any other signals just yet. We are just awaiting more movement to happen. Movement is slowly happening. It's the downside to having all those cargo trains coming on as well. This is where if we planned out these stations a lot better. But then again, I didn't know I was going to have this many lines on these stations and platforms, so it's just one of those things, isn't it? Right, I know the issues. This train is technically on the wrong side of the tracks right now. It's got to go this way, so I need to clear another train or two, which is very, very, very annoying. I wonder if I can, because I know that's the full length of a passenger train. So if I deleted your signal, right, press play, and that will then move along to there. Place you down to there, which should move another train. Oh, that train's coming through. Right, that's not the train I wanted to come through. But I keep pushing it. Go on, train, you can do it. Right, that one's gone through. Which it's all good. Where did that other train go? Right, that's to there, but the signal's there, so you can't do anything else right now. Right, I can't... Right, that train's now causing backlogs. We're all... Oh, okay, now we're moving. Now we're going to be moving. Right, that cargo train just completely merged for everyone. It's not waiting for anybody anymore. Right, but we should have movement now. We should be all good, because that should utilize the other side. Thus making this move, but there's a train behind it. Right, surely you can now go, right? Once it passes that signal. Yes. Oh my god. Without destroying everything, we've now fixed it. We have now officially fixed it, which will then allow these guys to go. We're back in business. Alright, they're just going to merge through like nothing even exists anymore. We are back in business, baby. So, now it all should start moving again. Okay, it should all now start moving again. Oh, breathe, Seniac, breathe. Right, in that whole huffle and kerfuffle, people are loading up here, which is good to see. Real good to see. We've got 2 trains on that line. Coimbatore Airport line in general. Expenses are a lot higher, but the income should be considerably a lot higher as well as we slowly tick along. Now, like I said, we've got issues still here, there, and everywhere, but I'm just now waiting for the backlog to clear through. Now, once we start moving again, we're making money again. So, I'm going to shorten the signals as well here to allow more freedom of movement. It's happened a lot sooner for the trains getting out of this area. Movement happening on the corners. Right, we're back. Okay, give it time. Give it time to now solve itself. Right, autosave's coming in and just ruined everything right now. Thank you, autosave. Thank you very much. Okay, I was joking, autosave. Please don't take this long. There we go. So, now we are moving. Right, we're back in business. Oh, this line's become a right mess, hasn't it? But, providing no issues now, once it's settled, it's fine. Okay, so before you come at me in the comment section, it will be fine once it's all settled. Now, leave that to do what it's got to do, because I want to take a look at our high-speed train lines. Now, I don't want to delete the stations and have to redo them, because it's more work than it's needed to be. But I've had this idea that's popped into my head. Now, you know we have this high-speed train line system that right now barely makes any money. And I really feel like it's because I've got so many trains on the line, and we can only unload and load 2 trains at once, thus not making it as quick as we would like it. But I remember building bypassing train tracks in the middle of these high-speed train lines, which I would admit at this stage right now, I wouldn't have admitted it before because I didn't quite know what I was going to do with them. But as of right now, I am not using a single bypassing line on our high-speed train network section of the stations. Doesn't matter what station you go to Coimbatore, not using it. We've just seen Bangalore, not using it. Hyderabad, you can see here, there's 2 tracks there on every one of these high-speed train stations that I'm not using. Can you believe it? Can you actually believe it right now? The answer is no. Now, there's a couple of ideas that it's kind of come up in my brain that we could maybe try and attempt to play around with. There's 2 ways we can look at it. I could either shorten them down, so it's only 1 and 2 tracks because there's no need for bypassing, but we're still only unloading and loading 2 trains at once. It will then mean I can add in an extra maybe platform or 2 for the opposite side over here, which will create more freedom, more flow, which is not a bad idea. Not a bad idea, boys. Or, right, I could delete one of these train tracks there, replace it with a platform, and give the high-speed train network 3 platforms on each station to load and unload. You see where I'm going with that? That option means I haven't got to delete any of the tunnels and re-dig or kind of position any of the train tracks. If I shorten this down to 2 and then widen this by an extra 2, I'll have to kind of configure every single one of the tunnels, which is not, that's just me being lazy. It's not a problem, but I want to keep it simple. So I want to try the idea, okay? I want to see what this idea will be like. If I place down now in the middle, which okay, right. That's an issue, but I think just having that will be enough. We shall see. We shall see. So the high-speed train line then, manage the line. So in Bangalore, it can utilize what will be considered... What would it consider itself to be? Bangalore platform. Oh, hang on, I'm moving all over the place here. It would consider itself to be platform 4. So if I pick platform 4, it could utilize that going one way. I mean, to be honest with you, should you also utilize them always? Bangalore, platform 4. Let's see what would happen. Now, I'm very intrigued to see if 3 trains, have the ability to load and unload all at once. So no matter what direction they're coming from, they're always going to be that middle one here available for them to load and unload at. So looking at it, there's a train coming in there. There's also a train coming in here. So let's see how they navigate this. So that train should start leaving. But there's a train coming in as usual for the normal side of the platform. But there's a high-speed train coming in here for this side as well. So we've given them an additional one. So if another train is now waiting for the high-speed train network coming in, it can't do nothing because that platform is being used. But a train coming in from this side can because there's one opening there. But as soon as that one then leaves, 2 trains waiting here can use that one and that one. So it's give or take. It's one or the other. One has to wait for the other one. But if there's one available, one will use it. Everyone get that? Everyone get that? So it does work. But I don't really have that much demand for the high-speed train network just yet. So that's one way I can kind of look at it. It's not perfect, but it's a way in which I can slightly upgrade and change the current station without deleting it and have to redo it. So that now has to wait because the train's coming in, but once it's past the crisscross stage, it will then be able to leave. Thus meaning we are unloading and loading an extra train at a time. So, make of that as you will. Wow, that train got to jump. That train got to jump the queue. How dare they? How dare they right now? Which does then filter more people into Bangalore. So you could also apply this logic to other places, other stations, which I feel like would be quite a good idea. So you can see this one a little bit better. The high-speed train line and this, there's a few people waiting. So if I was to edit this one. Now, obviously, right, there's better ways to do this, but this is how I can minimalize... Wait, what do you mean is now an issue? Oh, no, there's now an issue somewhere. Train, where are you? Where? How has that affected you? Okay, somehow me doing that affected that. That's funny. Right, manage the line. Hyderabad here. So that new platform, if I get the numbers just right first, is number 4. Okay, that's also number 4. Interesting. So number 4 there. Number 4 there. So in Hyderabad right now, it also has the same ability to do what we've set up. So that's going to be interesting to see how the trains load and unload now. Thus making more movement on our high-speed train lines. So if I can get the train lines a little bit more open and more free, they maintain a higher speed for longer, thus making them back to being super fast. And there you go, there's a train there utilising that stop. Right, this is good. It actually works. It's not great, but it actually works. Right, train there now leaving. Who's going to move next? Is this train stuck? This train's not stuck now, is it? Oh, do you reckon it is because of the platforms? No, I don't think it is. Oh, don't tell me that's now stuck. Is the one in Hyderabad get stuck? No, the one in Hyderabad has actually gone. So why is this one? Why is this the one getting stuck? Is what I want to know. It's waiting for a free path. It has the freedom to go whenever it needs to. And it can go now. What is wrong with this train? Right, what I'm also going to do right now, real quick. We don't stop here. Is it a signal issue? Wait, it was about to go. What's caused it to stop going? What's actually caused it to stop going? Is it that train that decided to go first? There's now a signal here, so once the train gets past there, it will then move. Why am I having all these issues with signals all of a sudden? And autosave. Well, autosave's always been an issue. It's always been an issue. Come on, autosave, hurry up. Right, so that train now, once it passes this signal, because previously the next one was over there, so it kind of makes sense while it was taking so long for it to pass that signal. Makes a lot of sense. Right, that train's now going to go. Now that train's... Right, it was literally down to the fact that the signal was all the way over here, which was a long process before a train realised it could then come in and out. Right, it was just a signal issue. It was just a signal issue. So now we can utilise all three with ease. How that would change things, I truly yet don't know. But I have a feeling we're going to have to do some signal dancing around here as well. To keep those trains moving, which we do. Right, has this now all started to move again? With all the trains, or are we now backed up again? I'm seeing movement, but I'm not seeing as much movement as I would like, I don't think. So we've got to figure out what would be best for us in this situation. And it's mainly waiting for trains to kind of get out of here. So there's a train waiting there for a free spot to kind of come in. If I do a signal just there, which is like for the bypassing routes, that could become quite handy if they fully utilize it, because now we've got a bypass. Well, we've got a signal stop there on the bypassing route, which should alleviate more traffic flow. But I'm not liking all of this now. There's a signal that could be had here. And a signal that could be had there for the bypassing. So that will filter on an additional train if needed. Train here now waiting to come in. It's just having that amount of trains come through here is a big pain for us. So who are we feeding? We're feeding Mysore with cargo. How much money does this line make? It doesn't. So it's a question of, do I need that line? If it's really hindering all these problems I'm kind of facing. Are we now moving again? Because those extra signals do play a big difference, big part in this. But there is just too much going on, isn't there? So we've had that drought. Now we're starting to make money again. So it just shows us that we're now back in business. We are back in business. But we've got to figure out a way to kind of shorten this distance. We've really helped the high-speed train lines, believe it or not. And are we now shifting more people still with this? Finances are going up and up and up, which is good to see. I'm just not happy with how much they have to share the line with other trains. So I mean, the other side of it as well, the Mang to Bao, we've got how many trains on this line? The capacity for 1,500? Is that just too many trains at this point? It could be way too many trains at this point. So how could we solve this then? How could we make this a little bit better? One obvious answer would be is the cargo. We're bringing cargo into Bangalore, which is tools, and if I view where the tools need to go, it is mainly on this side over here. Now, we're also bringing in machines as well. So is there a way in which we can create a separate standalone station? Because tools come from over here. Right. To make it go somewhere else. Because if it wasn't sharing the station and the bypassing tracks with the other two, with the two cargo lines, the passenger line will have the freedom to just get in and out as much as it pleases. So we're running. Let's first look at the tool line. I mean, we've also got Bangalore Machines as well that comes in. That's another one. That's a good point, actually. So the Machines is also on this side. That becomes our next issue. That does become our next issue, but it's not unsolvable. It's not unsolvable. What we can do is we can make it where it's about to split here. We can do an underground section that pumps under and has a nice little train stop around here, which will be the way we go about doing it. So if I just quickly pause for a hot min, right, and I basically want to recreate what I've done here with this, but it's easier said than done is the best way to put it. So where is that little section here? Okay, so, right, we're going to delete you to there. Push this back a bit. And providing we get this right, so train tracks, I'm going to move this just to there. Track construction. Spin you right round. Do I want it there or do I want it pushed a bit further back? I feel like if I made this go out a bit like this, and then from here, bent this round. From here, bent that round. Right, that runs perfectly there. Okay. So if I delete you, delete you and you. And if I got my track constructions set up, I mean, I've also got to now try and navigate that. So the underground... Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one as well. Is getting that to work. So I reckon it's about shortening the length. And then we'll have to do some wiggling. Unless I make it sink down in general. So, if I'm making that sink down... Now, I'll come back to that in just a second, because the next thing I've got to do is bend... Well, let me do that one first. Bend you to there. You to there. Just delete that to here, and then my track constructions... Unless I make it go up and over. What's stopping me from making it go up and over? Honestly? Nothing. So maybe I'm just looking at it all the wrong way. So first things first, I've got to get it out of this. Which is not liking all this now. Right, let me delete that. Delete you. Is that enough to bridge over? No. Right. Or I just make the tunnel myself. Like, does either way really matter that much? Plus, I'm going to delete this once autosave is finished and push the bend further back. So... That's why I can't go under. And change the bridge style. And it's too short to go over. You can't make this up, can you? You honestly can't make this up. Right, high as we can there. Right, we're okay now. Now we're okay. Right, as low as I can make that. Right, we're now up and over. So from here, we connect in, going up. Up and over. So from here, you can't bend out. We're going to have to kind of bend, in reality, to there. I don't know if anybody utilizes this system anyway. This train track going this way. And where's the snap for this? It's there. So does anybody actually utilize that? Have I just built that for no one? I feel like I've built that for no one. But it's okay. And let me just quickly do all the signals now. So, bam, 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 well, bam. Well, bam. I think that will be it for us. So that allows me then to bring in, and if I got my cargo building now, we can utilize machines and tools for this area. So if I just delete you for our hot min, and then placed, I'll make it long, place it about there. Actually, it doesn't need to be long because of the way I'm ending this. So I put that there, quickly configured this to get in an extra platform, to then add the cargo buildings. You there. You there. It's not pretty. Bear with it. Also, wrong type of train tracks. All of a sudden now, this has got a wide radius of delivering the machines and the tools. So we'll be able to deliver the machines for Mysore, that's a train coming off that line. Deliver the tools for Bangalore, a train coming off that line. All I've got to do then is figure out how I'm going to get the machines over on this side. That's all we've ultimately got to then figure out. So if I now set up real quickly, let's quickly now see. So if I utilize this as my parallel option, run this going just down to there for a min, run that going down to there, and then just got these to wiggle into it. It doesn't really matter. And of course, I'll do the crisscross here because I'm not particularly too sure on the train's lengths. And I'm just going to get this over to there. So if I initially keep it up as a bridge. All right, that's the snap. Obviously, it's going uphill. Bend it slightly. That will do. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad. Now, if I quickly chose the Mysore machines, manage the line, and rather than Mysore, added the station here, so get rid of Mysore, it then runs in. So you can kind of see the line coming in right now. So Mysore North, utilize both sides. If I just quickly change this to like blue so I can see it a bit better, where does it now run? It now runs back through Hyderabad's system. So it no longer runs down here, which is less trains going through there, which can also solve some issues. Okay, and then we need to do the same for the Bangalore tools. To go to here. Now that already goes through here anyway. So rather than coming down to here, we'll kind of continue down this way. It shoots over. So that could solve some problems there. So the only cargo train right now is the Bang machines. So that creates a lot more freedom right now with those trains passing through. Or at least I think it will. We'll kind of see what happens as time goes on. It could create more freedom for them cargo runs to kind of also produce a bit more money. Right, we'll give that some time to kind of tick along. See what comes from it, basically. The charts of unloading and loading, it dropped down. It's gone back up for Mangalore. As the trains are now able to get back over there. It'll take a while before we see the differences now coming in. But let's take a look at New Delhi. And this is what they've done. They've built their own staggered road system. Have they really extended that much? I want to say no. I don't know if I've had the game pause the whole episode. I'm not particularly too sure, but it's grown a little bit. Yeah. I think it needs a little bit more time to grow. It might need a little bit more time to grow. We will see. We will see. New Delhi is getting a load of its goods though, so that's nice. The goods being produced over here. Where does this come from again? It comes from all the way over here, right? On this goods factory, which is working overtime at this point. Working absolute overtime. Guys, we'll end it here. Only time will tell now if this is a better system. We seem to have a lot of passengers over here in Hyderabad. I think that's just spread among a bunch of the lines. This blue line right now could suffer the same fate. Well, no, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. It probably just needs an extra train on top of it. Okay, so, do you know what? It actually needs another train. It does pretty well. An extra train will not hurt it. And be able to carry a lot more passengers. Right. Like I said, time will tell right now, guys, how this is all going to play out. We do have a train utilizing that line. Oh, it's my new blue line. It's my machines train going the wrong way because it needs to kind of now redirect itself. But we get in there. Actually, I can make this turn around, couldn't I? If I turn this around... Oh, no, it's got nothing on board, though. It's got nothing on board at the moment, so it can't deliver. I say you can go down to my store right now, but there's nothing to deliver, boys. And there we have it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it works out. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So goodbye.